I mean, when the gay guy spoke, did you see that? They were praying. Please, get the gay guy off the stage. No more. Please, not a gay guy. We'll go with the Indian, the blind mountain climber, okay, but not a gay guy.
Cheney's daughter.
Cheney's daughter.
Is gay, so this is an open party.
It's an open...
Give him a little credit.
And apparently she loves Bush.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Anyway...
I'll just let that one...
For almost 2,000 years, Christians have been lawyering the Bible to try and figure out how love thy neighbor can mean hate thy neighbor, and how turn the other cheek can mean screw you, I'm buying space lasers. Martin Luther King gets to call himself a Christian because he actually practiced loving his enemies. And Gandhi was so fucking Christian he was Hindu. But if you rejoice in revenge, torture, and war, hey, that's why they call it the weekend, you cannot say you're a follower of the guy who explicitly said, love your enemies and do good to those who hate you. The next line isn't, and if that doesn't work, send a titanium-fanged dog to rip his nuts off. Jesus lays on that hippie stuff pretty thick. He has lines like, do not repay evil with evil, and do not take revenge on someone who wrongs you. Really. It's in that book you hold up when you scream at gay people. And not to put too fine a point on it, but nonviolence was kind of Jesus's trademark. Kind of his big thing. To not follow that part of it is like joining Greenpeace and hating whales. I mean, you know, there's interpreting, and then there's just ignoring. It's just ignoring if you're for torture, as are more evangelical Christians than any other religion. You're supposed to look at that figure of Christ on the cross and think, how could a man suffer like that and forgive? Not, Romans are pussy, he still has his eyes. If you go to a baptism and hold the baby under until he starts talking, you're missing the message. Like, apparently, our president, who says he gets scripture on his BlackBerry first thing every morning, but who said on 60 Minutes that anyone who would question that bin Laden deserved assassination should, quote, have their head examined. Hey, Fox News, you missed a big headline. Obama thinks Jesus is nuts. To which I say hallelujah, because my favorite new government program is surprising violent religious zealots in the middle of the night and shooting them in the face. Sorry, Head Start, you're number 2 now. But you see, I can say that because I'm a non-Christian, just like most Christians. And Christians, I know, I'm sorry. I know you hate this and you want to square this circle, but you can't. I'm not even judging you. I'm just saying logically, if you ignore every single thing Jesus commanded you to do, you're not a Christian. You're just auditing. You're not Christ's followers. You're just fans. And if you believe the earth was given to you to kick ass on while gloating, you're not really a Christian. You're a Texan.
I'll tell you what I think is hostile. What I think is hostile when so many people preface everything they say, as so many do nowadays, with, well, I'm a Christian. You know how people do that? You want fries with that? Well, I'm a Christian. You know, as if they have the moral high ground. Please, I'm a Christian, so I've got the high ground here. You know, they think that's what I'm hearing. They think I'm hearing I'm a better person. But really what I'm hearing is you have a neurological disorder.
I wonder, though, do you believe in God?
I don't, look, I don't say I'm an atheist because that, to me, mirrors the kind of certitude that religious people have.
Stance, yeah.
I say, I don't know. This is what we say in the movie, is I don't know. And anyone who tells me that they know for sure what happens in the next world, and of course, the people who talk about the next world, they're more sure of that than what happens on Earth, which is ridiculous, because we don't know what goes on in this world. We get all this stuff dead wrong.
Right. No, it is kind of worrying.
And yet they know about the next world in such certitude and with such detail. You know that when you get to heaven, you'll meet Jesus. He's at the right hand of the Father. He's wearing a white robe. It has gold piping on the sleeve. There's a chorus of angels. 3 of them are playing trumpets. So how the hell do you know this stuff?
Yeah, it seems quite... but what about... were there any religions... Because you looked at a lot of different religions in the movie, right? Were there any of the religions you looked at you went, actually, you know, I can see a way in there for me?
No.
No, none at all?
I mean... No, I mean, they're all crazy. They're all completely insane. The new ones are actually funnier because, you know, like Mormonism and Scientology.
Right.
Which I think they should combine and make Mormontology. They're even funnier because, you know, they're only like 100, 150 years old.
Right.
So by the time they got to the trough, most of the good crazy was already taken. So, like, the Mormons had to... I mean, you ever studied what the Mormons believe
I've read
in?
a little bit about... I read Under the Banner of Heaven, the John Krakauer book. Have you read that?
I have not.
It's a very interesting study of the early Mormon Church.
I mean, they believe in magic underwear?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Protective undergarments. How many are wearing magic underwear tonight? Well, good, because if that midget gets up in the audience, you're going to need it. I'm just kidding. What? I can't say midget.
I'm wearing magic underwear because I can drive myself like a dog. Using my magic underwear.
Oh, now I'm going to pretend I'm offended at your remark. Stop that. That's not right. What
sake,
sort
Bill,
of a thing is that to
now.
say?
I'm offended at you, Bill.
Please,
I'm offended at you.
I'm not talking to you anymore. I'll talk to the band.
All right, talk to the band then.
At least they got me high.
Now, you gotta admit, there's a little thing undignified about this episode in the White House. You have to say that.
It is, but, I mean, if you looked into any single person's personal life the way they did with Clinton's life, they would uncover something. I mean, Larry, we'd find out that you may have been married before. People cannot stand that kind... He pushes the button.
Go ahead, no, I know what you're
People cannot stand that kind of scrutiny, and in our history, we never had that kind of scrutiny. When FDR was president, he was a cripple, right? They didn't even ask about
know it.
They knew it.
They knew it, but didn't know it.
Exactly. The president's legs were too private to talk about.
Correct.
We've gone from the point where the president's legs are too private to talk about to his private parts being fully okay for the front page of the New York Times. It's not Bill Clinton who put that on the table. That's a bad choice of words. What I'm saying...
Atlanta, hello. You made a good point. Atlanta, hello.
How have we changed? Not at all. I mean, people act like if you say to them, well, you should drive a car that gets better gas mileage, like you're affronting the Bill of Rights. I'm an American and I'll drive whatever they want. I mean, can you imagine in World War II when we were saving tin and stuff like that, if somebody said, you know what, I'll use all the damn tin I feel like. I'm an American. This nonsense that we have to be loyal to our flaws. Yeah, I'm dumb and I don't know much about foreigners and I eat like a pig and I waste a lot of stuff, but that's American. So, you know, I mean, this silly theory people have that if you do anything differently, they win. Well, no, if you become less gluttonous, less greedy, less myopic, more savvy about the world in general, they don't win, you win. We all win.
It even worked into some of your act. Let's memory lane this now.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
I was raised Catholic formally, although I must say the Jewish mind comes out, even in the Catholic system. Giving an example, we used to go into confession, and I would bring a lawyer in with me.
That's my first time on TV.
Yeah.
That's Johnny Carson, 1982. Yeah.
What was going through your mind just before?
That my pants were too tight.
I really understand how this nightmare of clerical pedophilia could have happened, because if you're a priest and you spend your whole life spewing this nonsense about the snake and the whale and the apple and the rib. It's like, oh, fuck it, just blow me, kid. What the fuck? Just... Also, what is so hard about just saying the words, I don't know? I don't know. Of course there are questions that plague all of us. How did we get here? What happens when we die? Is there a heaven? Am I on the list? Who let the dogs out? Yes. But why would you believe what some other human being, whose brain, I promise you, is no bigger or better than yours, when he tells you he knows what happens when you die? Don't masturbate now, you won't get to hang out with Jesus in heaven. How do I know? I've got a pointy hat. I've got a hat and a robe, and I have smoke and a wand. It's so gay, the whole church. It's just... But they just come out of the closet, really. I mean, it's just so, you know, every Sunday it's such a pageant with the costumes and the wands and the goblets and the smoke and the kneeling down in front of another man with your mouth open.
Every religion has a creation myth. You know what the Scientology creation myth is? They think that 12 trillion years ago, a time frame no scientists believe exists, but okay. 12 trillion years ago, a galactic warrior named Xenu was looking to depopulate his planet, so he took all the souls to Earth, buried them under volcanoes, and blew them up later with atom bombs. Now, just for a moment, imagine the balls it takes to stand in front of another human being and tell them what happened 12 trillion years ago. And I don't mean in general terms, like the planets were cooling. I mean he knows the dude's name. Xenu. Oh, yeah, that cat. From 12 trillion? Yes, of course, Xenu.
Orlando, Florida. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I just got to say that I don't think Mr. Maher is very funny. I think he's about as funny as a broken foot. And I just disagree with everything he said. I love George Bush, and you are a communist little jerk.
Suddenly I'm on
Someone said
Howard
get rid of
Stern
him. Why are we
here.
getting
What?
rid of it? That's a fair call. You are a communist little jerk.
Well, that's
Person
true.
has a right
but-
to feel that way. That's the thought of an American, and I regret if you were hung up on, ma'am. I apologize. You have your right to your opinion. Okay. Respond. Communist little jerk.
Well,
America speaks.
okay. I can't help but think you're getting me back for the last time when all the calls were good. So this time they went, okay, we got to balance that and get
No,
some,
they got mad at that call for some reason. To me, the spirit of this show is the diversity of the calls. If every call said we loved you, we're boring.
Okay. All right, let me
So
respond
that, let's
to that.
say, as a complainer, the woman thinks you're not, she's
so
angry.
what she's saying is because I don't like George Bush, that I'm a communist.
I haven't heard that charge in a long time about anyone.
Yeah, by the way, lady, communists...
Down with the wall.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard, but we knocked that wall down. I would say a lot about communism, mostly that this country, I think, is in danger of becoming a quasi-communist country because we have re-education in this country. We talked about John Rocker. We talked about even Dr. Laura, who I don't like at all. I think when they are trying to shut people down from what they want to say, when the liberals do it, that's pretty close to totalitarianism. And I don't think we have free speech in this country.
Take note, lady. It may change you like Dr. Laura.
And by the way, lady, you're a poopy head.
And we'll